Hello everyone and welcome to the Entrepreneur's Journey Chats. I started these on LinkedIn so that we can really show some insights, some tips, some golden nuggets of phenomenal entrepreneurs of how they have grown their business in all shapes and form, all backgrounds, all generic topics, products, services. And I'm delighted today that I have a great friend of mine who I've worked alongside a long time, Nick Stammers. Hello, Nick.
Hi, Susie. Hi.
Welcome to have you on board all the way from Jersey. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Jersey.
Excellent. So let me just tell you a little bit about Nick. So Nick is a real fast-paced entrepreneur. We've just been having a chat before I've recorded this, and honestly, he's on to his next acquisition. All go in your world, Nick. Yes?
Yes.
Definitely. So after building 3 software development companies to service technology in the telecom industry, Nick and his partners sold 2 of them, and he runs the 3rd today as the CEO. The current one was awarded the highest business award in the UK, the Queen's Award for Enterprise for International Growth, which is such an achievement in itself. On a personal front, Nick lives in Jersey, I've said, with his wife, Katie, and flying has been his passion for many years, from gliders to ultralights to planes now. Not just satisfied as an entrepreneur, he is a huge adventurer, from walking to the North and South Pole, as well as climbing Mount Blanc and many others. Wow. Nick is also a massive ski junkie. What else can you achieve, Nick? It's crazy. Amongst all his achievements and successes, Nick also founded a charity in 2012 called Just Helping, to help promote and support volunteering in the community. And this year alone, 40 teams and over 1,500 volunteers raised £600,000 for hospices and other community charities. One final accolade, for now I'm sure, is Nick's book is launching very soon, which is a must read, which the life he has led, he has called it The Entrepreneur Attitude. And I'll let you know at the end of our chat how you can get hold of it. Please get it, because I've read the first chapter and I cannot wait to read the whole book, Nick. I really can't. Anyway, let's jump straight in. And
Sure.
The first question I'm going to ask you is, I believe there is a personal art of personal leadership, if you will. You're winning strategies for success. So could you share with us approximately about 3 insights that have really helped you along your journey?
Yeah. I think you've got to always start with a winning vision. You kind of got to know really where you're going and have something in your mind which you have played over and over in your mind. You've got to be able to visualize it and have this really strong and compelling vision that's going to pull you forward, because your journey in business as an entrepreneur is not always going to be easy, and you need to have that dream, the thing that's going to pull you forward. I think the second thing for me has been always putting together a really strong team. So whether that's a business partner, the people in your business that are working in it, or in addition to that, advisors outside the business, I always recommend that people would have at least one independent person that you can bounce ideas off and get a sense check about things. So making sure you've got that team, a combination of people inside and outside that business, people that understand your business, other kinds of professional people. And then the thing that is kind of fundamental, and I talk about this a lot in my book, is to make sure that you have your fuel. It's the thing that's going to keep driving you. It's the reason why you do it. It's the force that's pushing you all the time. The thing that is kind of really your reason for doing what you do, and more particularly in life. So yeah, those would be 3 things.
Those are great. And I like your word fuel. I agree with you, because, you know, we need fuel to eat, fuel to, you know, our systems and our cells to tick over. So I love that sort of metaphor of fuel. I really do. That's fabulous. So the next thing I want to ask you is, I truly believe that entrepreneurs do think differently and they do things differently. So what have been a couple of your values or virtues, if you will, that again have supported you along this crazy entrepreneur journey?
I've learned a lot of things along the way. the first thing is kind of related to the fuel that I was talking about just now. As a child growing up, I grew up in a very modest environment, and I think that the things that my family made me feel were to do with the situation that we were in, that we should be better than that. We should be able to achieve better than that. And I grew up in that kind of environment, believing that I should be more than the life that I was living. And that became a kind of a driving force for me, something that really was my fuel, that has been my fuel through much of my life to drive me. So I think having that purpose, having that reason is one thing. I always believe in the good intent in people, and I think that what you put out is often what you get back. So if you expect honorable people, good behavior, trustworthiness, then that's what you get back. And I have found pretty much throughout my entire business career that has always held up. And you know, so believing in the good intent of people. And I have this thing that I call the art of reasonableness. So in business, everything that I do, where I'm trying to make a decision, I say to myself, well, is this reasonable? What can I reasonably expect here? What would the reasonable person do? So trusting in the good intent and being reasonable, it has delivered massive things, because people don't try to be dishonest with me. They most of the time, you know, I'm open, I'm straightforward, and I'm reasonable, and that's what happens back with me. So I think that's a very valuable thing that has supported me through business. And being, you know, coming with that fuel, that reason that you think that you need to be more, is that you become creative, you become determined, and that you create a mindset where there is always a way. So when you decide what you want, you're going to get creative in order to find a way. And if one pathway doesn't work, you're going to work hard and find another one. So yeah, knowing your fuel, being an honest, open and reasonable person, and then just being creative to always find a way.
I love those, because you're almost mirroring back what you want people to come back to you with, you know,
Yes.
and you set your level of expectation from them,
Yeah.
you know, and you expect it back in an obviously authentic, real way. I love it. And how insightful of your parents to, you know, instill those thoughts and beliefs in you from an early age.
I think that my family had, a couple of generations earlier, been quite successful, and that we had then, in my generation, had got stuck a little bit, and there was a frustration that I could feel in my parents, and that I felt that when I looked around me and I saw other people with nice houses and nice cars, and kids at school coming in from better environments than me, I felt that why couldn't I have that, and that why were my parents just stuck, and that we should be more than that. And there were lots of references to the past, and so I felt that compelling feeling that there was some responsibility to do better, if you know.
And to be an amazing role model for your kids.
Absolutely.
As well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's powerful in itself as a dad, isn't
Yeah,
it? You've
it is.
definitely blazed the trail for them.
You'd have to ask them what they think, but I'm pretty sure that they think that.
Oh, they'll be thrilled with what you've done, because they've lived that life with you, a lot of it, I would say. That's fantastic. Yeah. The next thing I would say, you know, it's something we're very sort of really believe is very powerful. I call it the circle of genius, a peer group, if you will. And I know you'll have your own peer group, and we've worked alongside each other in the Tony Robbins world for many, many years. So you've known me a little bit through that. What would you say some of the qualities, a couple of the qualities I bring to the table, that if I can support anybody here, they'll know a little bit?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I've noticed in you is the kind of the human aspect. So that you care a lot about people, and that I feel that the big heart and caring nature that you bring to situations is something that is strong for you in business and in life. And then I've noticed also that you have, again, a motivated, conscientious nature, which, like I said before, was a key thing, is that you are creative in finding solutions and opportunities to get you to where you want to be.
Oh,
So
that's really nice. Don't get me emotional. Thank you. You know, that's lovely. Only because we want to help. I want to help the people I work with and future clients and help people. I mean, you know, I'm doing these chats just as a give back to support so many people out there who are going through challenging times, as you and I know right now.
yeah.
You know, so many people are. So the other thing that I believe is, I believe everyone has the potential within them to be great. You believe that, I know, because we've had conversations along the line. You know, what do you feel that there could be two areas of that people could master even more, two arenas that they feel they could master even more to reach their potential? Have you got any insights into that?
Yeah. The third part of my book is all focused on evolution. And that is where you really connect kind of more with what life is about to create real meaning for yourself. And there are three parts to that, and I'll just go through those very quickly. So the first part is about celebrating every small achievement that you get and really locking that in and being able to remember it, and just kind of feeling that within you so that you create those great memories and gratitude in your life. So I think that's a very important part of evolution. And I'm a strong believer that the entrepreneur attitude isn't a story about my life. This is a framework. This is a model for a mindset for building a successful business and a fulfilled life. And the second, a core part of that is to constantly be expanding and becoming more, to explore. Because I think when you stop expanding and setting yourself new horizons, then that's when you start feeling less fulfilled. So I think that's pretty key. And the third part is, look, if you live life on your own and don't really care about anybody other than yourself, then that's a kind of a selfish life. So I think that when you're successful in business, it's important to remember about sharing your life and your gifts and your success with other people, so that you can make a difference, so you can impact life, basically. So that's the kind of evolution is the first part. The second part, fundamental building block for me, and I've been very focused on this the last few months in lockdown, is your health. Because if you don't have your health as a strong platform, how can you be the best person that you want to be? You cannot. I mean, you've got to start with that, in my opinion, and that's where I am, creating that solid health foundation so that you can then build your business, have those amazing relationships, and reach your dreams.
And lead a very happy and fulfilled life. Yes, I love those distinctions about, I know your book is very much a how-to of that mindset muscle to show people strategies, techniques about how they can feel happy. So everybody must go. We'll come back to that in a minute. It's so important to get it. I'm first in line. I've already got myself in the queue. The other thing, I think you and I know, we've read so many books, listened to so many podcasts, watched whatever we needed to watch as a video, YouTube or whatever. So what one book or one podcast has influenced you either recently or in your past that has really helped and resonated with you?
There's one book that stands out that has been there from a very early stage in my adult life, and that is the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. When I was a rookie new sales guy, my manager said to me, if you want to be successful in sales, you've got to read this book. And I resisted that because I thought, well, I know how to influence people, and I've got lots of friends. But eventually I got around to reading that book, and I have to say, I from start to finish, I couldn't put it down. And I just, more than the concepts and the tips and things that Dale Carnegie gives you in that book, it was more about how little I knew about how humans behaved. And that it was the first time in my life that I opened my mind to that, to really understanding that we are in many ways a program, and that this can be changed. And that
I like that.
That was a early lesson for me, and many of the things that I learned in that book I still think about and use today. So great
phenomenal book. It's like
yeah.
a human behavior Bible. You're right, absolutely. Yeah, I think I need to go back and revisit it. We all should touch base with some of these great books again, even if we read them 10, 20 years ago or whatever. And that comes to the subject, which I'm so delighted that you are going to, well, you've written your book, The Entrepreneur's Mindset, it's Entrepreneur's Attitude. And I know that we'll put obviously everything in the LinkedIn post and everything, and people will be able to get the free chapter, won't they?
Yes, so we're launching the book on the 15th of July. And what we're trying to do is to get people to download the book on that day to help us make it a bestseller. Right now, I'm giving away an introductory chapter, so you can just get a feel for what it's like, and you can sign up and get that free chapter, and then we'll keep you informed of when we're going to launch and how to get the book from Amazon on the 15th. So that if you go to www.nickstammers.com, you can just register there, download the book. Here is the book.
I'm glad you've got it there.
This is it. So
fantastic.
Look, it's a summary of many things I've learned, and I, from the feedback I've had, I think that you'll find it helpful.
I think it'll be more than helpful, Nick. I think it's going to be an outstanding read, because you have a phenomenal entrepreneurial story that people need to hear, through your ups, your downs, through the challenges, through what got you through. Because people have come back to me on these chats they've done, and they've said that those specific distinctions or insights have helped them. So I know your book is just going to blow the socks off people, and woe betide anybody who hears this, doesn't get a copy. They'll have me to answer to. So,
look, I think that the entrepreneur attitude is basically, it's a mindset. When you become an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur, and you are entrepreneurial in every aspect of your life, whether it's in your health or your relationships or your business. You apply the same mindset and the same core principles. And in the book, I take you through three phases of the entrepreneur attitude, which is preparing your mind, and that's really where you set yourself free, setting your mind free. Nice. Then through the adventure, which is the execution, and then the evolution, which I talked about before, which is where you realize your dreams.
Nice chunks. I like those three chunks. Great. Oh, well, I almost feel like I need a signed copy. Signed copy.
Usually I'll send you a signed copy.
It's just, we could talk for hours about all the things that you've learned, but thank you so much for your time, your energy, your distinctions. And as I say, we will put this out before your launch on Amazon, and we will make you a #1 Amazon bestseller.
Oh, thank you. You're so
guaranteed.
kind.
Take care.
Susie.
Lovely to speak to you. Take care.